Amidst the clinking glasses and celebratory chatter of the success party, Brandon, my fiancé, stood by as his ex-girlfriend, Cassandra, accidentally spilled an entire glass of red wine all over my design blueprint. That wasn't just any blueprint, it was the final draft for the Skyway Haven project, a masterpiece I'd poured 3 months of my life into, working endless nights. It was the design that had just clinched the Pritzker Prize. The crimson liquid spread across the paper like a gaping, hideous wound, instantly seeping into every fiber. The air went dead silent. Every eye in the room pivoted to me, eager for the drama to unfold. Before I could even open my mouth, Brandon moved. He strode forward, not towards me, but to shield a seemingly flustered Cassandra behind him. He didn't even glance at the ruined blueprint that held my heart and soul. He looked at me, his brows tightly furrowed, his voice laced with annoyance and a hint of accusation. "Sarah, what's the big deal? It's just a blueprint. You can just draw another one when you get back. Cassandra just got back to the country. She doesn't understand anything. Don't scare her." When I laughed, "Seriously? Scare her?" I hadn't said a single word. How was I scaring her? I looked at Cassandra, nestled behind him. Her face wore a perfectly crafted mask of panic and innocence, but I saw a faint, triumphant smirk hidden in the corner of her eye. Such a flawless act. Then I looked back at Brandon, this man whom I'd stood by through thick and thin, from nothing to founding Brandon Architecture, this man who'd built half his empire on my designs. Right now, all his protection and concern were focused on another woman. My heart felt like it was being squeezed by an icy hand, tightening inch by painful inch. "Brandon," I heard my own voice, eerily calm, "you know what this blueprint means? It means our company can secure that multi-billion-dollar prime land in the city's South District. It means your Brandon Architecture can leapfrog to become an industry leader. And you say, just draw another one?" My question choked him. His face turned ugly. "Sarah, don't throw a tantrum out here. I'll explain everything to you when we get home." He lowered his voice, as if he was bestowing a great favor on me. I just felt sick. The whispers around me buzzed like flies in my ears. "TSK, designer Sarah is just too aggressive. She doesn't give Mr. Brandon any face." "Exactly. Designer Cassandra is so gentle. She looks like the kind of woman who truly knows how to elevate her man's career. Men, they prefer a woman who knows how to soothe and charm, who wants a workaholic who just draws blueprints all day." My head buzzed. A sharp cramp in my chest coupled with days of sleepless fatigue washed over me. My vision started to black out. My last conscious thought was seeing Brandon pat Cassandra's shoulder reassuringly, then looking at me with an expression that screamed trouble. That look, like a steel needle, pierced through all my illusions. The next second, I completely lost consciousness too. When I opened my eyes again, I was staring at a strange ceiling, and the air smelled of cheap air freshener. I wiggled my fingers, feeling light as a feather, yet incredibly heavy. No, this wasn't my body. I shot upright and rushed to the bathroom. The mirror reflected a young, unfamiliar face, delicate, with a hint of timidness. It was Chloe, Brandon's new assistant. How was I here? In her body? Where was my body? A bizarre and terrifying thought exploded in my mind. Soul swap. Damn it, I didn't have time to think. One thought consumed me. My body. I grabbed the keys and phone from the table and bolted out of the tiny rental apartment like a madwoman. It was already late at night. Relying on memory, I used Chloe's fingerprint to unlock the door and burst into the home Brandon and I shared. No one was home. My body wasn't here. Brandon wasn't here either. A massive wave of panic gripped me. I could barely stand. Where were they? What was happening to my body right now? I forced myself to calm down. Brandon, yes. Find Brandon. I used Chloe's phone to dial his number. It rang for a long time before he picked up. The background noise was loud, like he was in a bar. "Hello? Chloe? What's up this late?" Brandon's voice was slurred with alcohol and impatience. "Mr. Brandon, designer Sarah." "Designer Sarah?" I pinched my voice, trying to sound like the timid little assistant. "She collapsed. She's at the hospital. I had a nurse look after her." He answered carelessly. "Hospital." My heart eased slightly, then immediately clenched again. He said, "He had a nurse look after me? He wasn't with me, then. Where are you, sir?" I asked, trembling. From the other end, Cassandra's sweet, soft voice chirped, "Brandon, who is it? Come drink with me." Brandon immediately responded in a gentle, soothing tone, "Just an assistant. You enjoy yourself. I'll be right there." Then he turned back to the phone, his voice dropping 8 degrees, instantly cold. "Don't ask what you shouldn't. Do your job." I'm hanging up. The call disconnected. I stood in the empty living room, phone in hand, feeling utterly chilled. I collapsed from exhaustion for his business, ended up in the hospital, and he was out partying with his one that got away at a bar. Do my job? Huh, what a joke. I opened Chloe's Snapchat. Pinned at the top was the company's core project chat. Brandon had just sent a message to the group at everyone. "Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. an emergency meeting for the Skyway Haven project will be held. Designer Cassandra will be joining us as a special consultant to discuss the subsequent design plans." My pupils constricted sharply. Special consultant? Cassandra? An interior designer who only handles soft furnishings, consulting on a world-class architectural project? What kind of freaking consultant? Brandon, what exactly are you trying to do? I clenched the phone tightly, my knuckles white from the strain. No, I couldn't just sit here and do nothing. I had to figure all of this out. Under Chloe's identity, I took a taxi to the company. The office building was pitch black at night, save for the lights on in Brandon Architecture's CEO office on the top floor. My heart sank. Who would be at the office this late? I quietly took the elevator up, using the assistant's access card to swipe open the glass door. The CEO's office door was ajar, and I heard hushed voices from inside. It was Brandon and Cassandra. I held my breath, pressing myself against the door like a ghost. "Brandon, are you really going to do this? Change Sarah's name to mine? If she finds out?" Cassandra's voice held a hint of false hesitation. "She won't know." Brandon's voice was cold as ice. "She's in the hospital right now. By the time she gets out, the project contract will be signed, and it'll be a done deal." My blood, at that moment, froze completely. He was going to change my name on the blueprint? He was going to hand over my painstaking work, my life's blood, to this woman? But it's Sarah's hard work after all, that design concept. What concept of hers? Brandon scoffed, his voice filled with disdain. "That entire concept, wasn't it just an extension of your university concept draft from back then? At the end of the day, you're the original creator. I'm just giving you back what should have been yours. Besides, while Sarah's design is good, it's too focused on the technicalities, completely lacking your commercial savvy and market appeal. Having you sign it, using your reputation as a brilliant, internationally trained designer for promotion, will be much more beneficial for the company's IPO. Asterisk boom. Asterisk something inside me just snapped. So that's how it was. In his eyes, I was just a tool, too focused on craftsmanship. All my talent, all my efforts, were just stepping stones for him to package the company and pursue its IPO, and Cassandra, she was the truly talented, original creator, in his mind, the one who could bring him greater benefits, trading my talent for love. The belief I once held so firmly now seemed like a colossal joke. I clung to the cold door, trembling like a leaf. My stomach churned, and I clamped a hand over my mouth, desperate not to throw up. Inside, Cassandra let out a satisfied sigh. She pressed against Brandon, her voice soft and alluring. Brandon, you're so good to me. I knew it. You always had feelings for me, silly girl. Brandon's voice held a hint of tenderness. If your family hadn't insisted you go abroad back then, we would never have separated. Now that you're back, I won't let you suffer a single grievance. What about Serafina? You too. Sarah and I, that was nothing more than a business arrangement. Her technical skill, my market, that's all. Once the company goes public and stabilizes, I'll tell her everything. Don't worry, the position of Mrs. Brandon will only ever be yours. Every single word like poison blades, slowly tearing my heart to shreds. A business arrangement, that's all. I accompanied him through the toughest times. I let him use all my patents for free. I poured myself into building his business empire. In the end, all I got was, that's all. I couldn't listen anymore. I was afraid I'd kick down that door and drag that despicable pair down with me. I stumbled back, fleeing into the adjacent break room, my body sliding down to the floor against the cold wall. I hugged my knees, burying my face. No tears came. There's no grief like the death of hope. I just felt that the past 10 years had been an intricately orchestrated scam, and I was the most ridiculous, most foolish clown. I don't know how long passed, but the office door opened. Brandon and Cassandra walked out, intimately embracing. Through the crack in the break room door, I saw Cassandra stand on her tiptoes and press a kiss to Brandon's lips. I'll head back now. See you at the meeting tomorrow. Okay, be careful on your way. Brandon watched her leave, then turned and went back into his office. I heard the clicking of a mouse and the tapping of a keyboard from inside. What was he doing? He was changing the designer's name on my blueprint. A metallic taste rose in my throat. I pushed myself up against the wall, a towering hatred igniting in my chest. Brandon.